Welcome to episode 11. How have we made it so far? How have the people, how have they just been begging for the contents? Right now, the vast majority of listeners are in Ireland. That's number one spot. Number two spot is Trinidad and Tobago. Number three is, you guessed it, Canada. And then there's a bunch of different people. Shout out to the listeners from the United Abarabambrats. The United Abarabambrats, who are also on there saying hi. Also on the list, my brethren from the Netherlands. Who would have thought? Guess who? Not me. Who else do we have here? We have people from all over the dang place. We have people from the United States, 8%. United Kingdom, and new since last week, France. It is a little bit France, but Ireland still half, 48%. Oh, sorry. Trinidad is third on the list. A little bit disgusted with that, actually. No support from the Trinis, but that's, I guess, how it goes sometimes. You have to make it big outside and then come back and then they will love you. That's how it goes. You gotta go outside and make it. I mean, a lot of places are like that. Jimi Hendrix, nobody knew who he was until he left the States and went and played a bunch of shows in the United Kingdom. A bunch of bands in Ireland, same thing. They had to go to the UK to get big. UK seems to be kind of hip to their own stuff. 3% of listeners of Daddy Comes First. The United Kingdom of countries. The United Kingdom, I would say, is a couple decades away from being one less country. For the pure reason that Catholics like to people. Catholics like to, you know what I mean? They like to let their aggression out with pints and and they're not ashamed about it. Sorry, they are very ashamed about it. So in Northern Ireland right now, those who do not know, it's Catholics, just like the Republic of Ireland, and then Protestants, right? I won't go into that whole battle. I'm saving that for upcoming historical episode. But what's going on is that for the last few decades, I believe, or since the 2000s anyway, Catholics have been having more children. And for those of you who don't know, Catholics want to have a unified Ireland, and Northern Irish people, that doesn't make sense. And Protestants, they want to be part of England, right? But, I mean, time will tell if the Catholics keep getting down. If they keep shoveling the pints into their mouths, if they keep knocking back the Bushmills, and the Beamish, no, Beamish is Cork, isn't it? If they keep knocking back the Bushmills, they will surely keep pumping out these children, and then they'll take over. I mean, numbers is the way to get you. Same thing in the United States of America. All of the people there are, the majority is white, but the Mexicans and the black people are having more babies now. And all the other whatever, the Asians and it's all combining into this one non-white blob of lots of children. And they get what they want. They'll get the numbers at the end of the day, I guess, to vote and do whatever they want. That's the story. So Northern Ireland will quickly turn over. And the United Kingdom. So I wonder if these people who listen to Daddy Comes First, these people, it's probably 1 and 1.5 peoples. If they listen, are they from Northern Ireland? And wouldn't that be interesting? Thank you everybody who is listening. We are on our second decade of podcasts. No, that doesn't make any sense. We're on the 11th podcast, which means we have done 10. Okay? For you fools out there who cannot count. But here we are yet again. I'm overwhelmed with the love and support. Crazy. The amount of the audience size is Spotify followers only a few days in. Sorry, a few months in. We have been going for quite some time. Analytics. Spotify impressions have been climbing quite substantially for the last little while. And listenership seems to be going well. We were still trending most highly in December. Of course, nobody has anything to do but be with family. And so they need a break from the family. You know what I mean? Your racist uncle is carrying on about something. So you go upstairs, you listen to Daddy Comes First. Your mother is going on and on about something. She wants you to do something with your life. You just, let me take a break. You go to the bathroom. Maybe you take a poo. And then later, to drown the sorrows, you just, you know what I mean? Maybe talk a little something. And then you listen to Daddy Comes First. And that is really the best way. Doctor recommended, literally. Several doctors in my life. I'm a lucky person. And they all recommend listening to this to cure anxiety, depression, soft boners, knock knee, underbite, pigeon toe, wobble leg, stiff back, curve back, double chin, crooked eye, toe links, nail fungus, receding hairline. It curing everything. Curing everything. And you know what? I don't charge for those services. That's just something I give back to the community because that is how good the community has been for me. And what do I get in return? I get complaints. Everybody's just complaining all the time. Not at me, just in general. Some of you might have seen that I went off on Instagram the other day about people who complain about the price of things that they have no business buying. That's what my uncle used to say. Do not complain about the price of things you have no business buying, okay? So don't complain about the price of delivery. I think that's a luxury good. You could complain about the price of gas. When you put in the gas stick in the gas hole, you can complain about that. You could complain about the cost of food. Some foods. Don't be crying about the price of Ferrero Rocher chocolates, okay? If you're eating Ferrero Rocher, it is probably things are going okay for you. Okay, if the price of potato, cheese, and onion here in Dublin skyrockets, we have a problem. One of the nicest things in the world, you get a slice of bread, nice thick layer of butter, and an entire packet of cheese and onion crisps. And you get your, don't toast the fucking bread, huh? Sorry. Ooh, I lost it there a little bit. Don't toast the bread. It's better if the bread is soft because what happens is the chips or crisps, as they say here, that is taking care of the crispy factor. And what you want is you want the bread to be soft enough to hold the chips safe. You want to keep them in there because you're using a whole bag. And if you toast, the bread might break. There's chips flying out the side. Is a fucking nightmare, right? Don't do that. So you make that, you lash that up. If you're real fancy, you can put ham and cheese in there. That's for rich people shit. Nobody has that kind of money now. It's just butter, crisps, and white bread. Don't get no bagel, please. Oh, God. Don't get no whole grain, whole wheat nonsense. This is pure, unadulterated, elite athlete fuel. Okay? That's what it is. It's carbs, sugars, fats, and it's childhood, and sometimes we need those things. So the price of that cannot go up too high. Don't be foolish. the price of eggs, still real cheap. You can still get 20 eggs for €4. That is outstanding. I had to find out where them eggs coming from, boy. Oh, God, I watched that documentary again. I should just stop watching these things because every time I watch one, I feel like a bag of shit and I can't do these things anymore. Now, the eggs. I don't know if you know this. When they sifting through the eggs, the babies, the hatchlings, chicks. The chicklings are hours old. And they check them. And if they have a penis, no good. Because they can't make eggs and they don't get fat like the females for selling. So they go into a grinder. Yes, this is a true thing. Now, I don't have to feed them to anybody or whatever, but that chick keep popping out. He's like, "Ooh, it's nice and warm in here, actually. Very, very controlled temperature. This is lovely. Hey, what's the story? Hey, hello, hello. I guess we must be brothers or sisters. Or your sister. Hi, what's your name? Hello, my name is Tamanthea. I say, hello, Tamanthea. I'm Trevon. So what goes on? Have you been up for a little while or? Yeah, I just came out of this, I just came out of my shell here and I just vibing to see what the scene is. It's real nice and warm in here. Yeah, girl, it's nice and warm too. So we eat or what happens? I kind of getting hungry, boy. I've been kind of eating the inside of that shell. And I'm famished. Do they feed or what's going on there? Nah, they don't feed we. Who said that? That is me. Okay, hello. Hello, hi. What's your name? It's Karen. Hello, hi, how are you? You've been up for a little while, I guess. You know how it works? You gonna die. Whoa! Excuse? You looking a little bit too big to be in this cage, first of all. Your head is not only touching the ceiling, it's bent forward and your neck is touching the top. How you stayed inside this cage? I just hide in the back because out there we gone dead. Okay. Thank you for that, Karen. So Samantha, I don't know what the story is. This fella keeps saying that we're gonna die. Nah, she ain't gonna die. You gonna die. What? As soon as they open up that thing there, you go and go outside and they go and stick you in a wood chipper. Okay. But she gonna live. Why she living? What do you mean? Yeah, because she's a female. She could give eggs. Eggs? Like the thing I just came out of? How's she gonna give something that she's the same size of? Okay. Alright. Anyway, nice to meet you. Watch and see. Okay. Thank you. You go dead. Alright. Okay. Thank you very much. I'm going back to the conversation here with Samantha. Okay? Alright. Ooh. Oh boy. That fella has some issues. Anyways, oh shit, when I conveyor belt, what going on here? Okay, we move in. Everybody, chip, 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 chip. Hello, hi, yes, hi, hello, chip, 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 chip. Samantha. Why are they taking our boy? Where are they taking our gun? Anyway, okay, going a little conveyor belt. What's going on here? Oh, this man, big man, pick me up. I'm choking. Wait for me. And that's the last sound for the male chicks to get ground up into a paste. They probably feed them back themselves or some sick thing like that. We don't know. Maybe if I was a male chick, I'd just identify as female, you know what I mean? Save myself. That's what you have to do sometimes. I just took a drink of water. Very unprofessional on air. That's the way it has to go sometimes. Anyway, so Samantha is somewhere out there, living her life and being forced to crank out eggs in these tiny cages. So the price of eggs is an important one. But I had to start finding like real pasture raised eggs. Because that's the free range, it don't mean shit. They just give them a little nook. They give them a little like a nook in the corner that doesn't have a roof on it. It's like, yeah, they're free range, but not really free range. So you had to get pasture eggs now. So the eggs had to be having a good life. The hens, I mean, they had to be living. They had to be living nice. So I started looking for that now. It might bring the egg budget to an all-time high, but we go through a lot of eggs in this house. Anyway, we'll see. So yeah, eggs, bread, what else, boy? Gas. Well, gas is, those people those companies that make the oil, you know what I mean? It's just up and higher and higher. No matter what is going on in the world, it's a reason to go up. And they're shafting you. They're beating you. They're beating you like, you know what I mean? Like a 90s kid got licks. Proper beats. When I was younger, I had a couple of techniques to get out of the beats with my parents. Bobbing and weaving was one of them. I was the last child, but my siblings made the joke that when my mother was pregnant, she couldn't bend down too low because I was inside her belly, getting ready to come out and change the world. But what happened? They would rile up some shit and she'd go to lash them and they'd lie down on the ground and she'd be kind of bending over trying to reach them, but the belly would prevent her from reaching down. So they got away. I had a kind of empathy and closeness response I try sometimes with my parents, like when they're trying to fling some blows at you, bob and you weave like a boxer. And then when boxers get tired, you hold your close. So I used to go up and grab my mother around her waist and say, "Oh God, mommy, I'm sorry, I love you." Hoping that, you know what I mean, you tell them you love them and you're real close. And it's maybe kind of messed up to lash a child while they're hugging you. At least that's what I thought would happen. She'd have some kind of remorse. But when you're raising a set of boys and they're beating each other quite to death, what you gonna do? You had a lash sometimes. You hold like a boxer. You hold on to her waist. I said, "Oh God, mommy, I love you, baby, oh God." And she reached down and gave you a couple of lashes on your bottom with a sandal or something. And then we had bunk beds too. That was another way to evade the police, i.e. our parents. Whoever on the bottom bunk, they getting lashed for sure. Because, of course, they tell you to go to bed and you're staying up and you're making a set of noise. They come in and you're giggling. "Go to bed, Aulia, go to bed." You say, "Okay, sorry." They come back in. "Go to bed." And you know the next time they come in. The third time. Woo-wee. It's hand flying. So if you're on the bottom bunk, you have no, you know what I mean? You have no defense. But if you're on the top bunk, you could line up against the wall. Hopefully your bunk is against the wall. And we didn't have no ladder on our bunk, right? I guess the ladder just broke one day and our parents didn't fix it. And who couldn't climb a freaking bunk when you're that age? But if a man jack was on top that bunk and the hands come outside, like, you just go up against the wall and the hand just can't grab you, trying to grab your leg. You're putting one leg up, man, you're putting one leg down there. You're dancing. You're up there like Usher. Yeah, yeah. Better get my batteries capacity. And you dodge it. You don't get the licks. You get away. And whole time you say, "Daddy, we're going to sleep. Daddy, we're going to sleep. We're going to sleep. We're going to sleep. We're going to sleep." And you're dodging. And hopefully calm down. And hopefully whoever on the bottom, they get enough licks to get the point across. So both of them. Punish one to save the both. And then, yeah. I was lucky I was youngest, so I got much less licks than everybody else. Real lucky. And one time, it's a classic story, but one time, I clearly got my brother in trouble, right? Clearly. And I used to get away, I used to always get away from the brunt of it, because they were older. So one of my older brothers, I purposely tried to get him in trouble. I rig a whole thing for him, and then I tell my mother, and my mother called me lying. She said, "You did this, I know you're lying. You're right on your brother now, it's licks." She tell my brother, she said, "Go and get something for that closet for me to beat this boy with." I said, "Oh God." I figure he'll get some kind of hard shoe. A high heel sounds bad, but the thing is, there's not really any good part of a high heel to hit you with. You want something that's heavy, dense, but has a bit of flexibility in it, so that it could whip wrong. House slipper is really the arch nemesis of the 8-year-old's bottom. And anyway, what does he come out there with? He goes in the back of my mother's closet and picks out a swimming flipper. You know what I mean? A big meter-long swimming flipper. Probably almost half the size, more than half the size of me. Probably the size of me. And probably was at least chest high on me. I said, "Nah, this is some shit, boy." He was obviously holding back on. You know what I mean? He obviously was really trying to fucking get my back, boy. For all he is. I think we hated each other when we were young. We like each other now, but we really didn't enjoy each other's company. I don't remember a single time when we weren't fighting. And he bring that flip out. Boy. Woo! I felt like Leonardo DiCaprio in the trailer before he shot that scene. Where the scene is that he's before shooting the scene in what was that fucking movie? Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where he's like, "Come on!" That's what I felt like in my mind. I was like, listen, I had to come out with an Oscar-worthy performance, a crying performance here. That's the only thing that's gonna save anybody. So she just like bend over, so on the edge of the bed, right? Usually she takes us in the closet to give us beats so that nobody would hear. The neighbors wouldn't hear. At least that's what I thought. So we're on the edge of the bed. That's how I know she was vexed. She didn't care if the neighbors heard. So she bent over. So my hands on the edge of the bed, like this. I'm throwing on my bottom, and I'm engaged in the core. I tensing my bottom. Quads tight, calves engaged. I just waiting for this thing. And I said, no matter what, as soon as that first lash hit me, I lie down on the ground and bawl and scream and cry and all that kind of thing. So anyway, she lashed me. I fall on the ground. So I bawl. I look over in the corner, and boy, my brother just on the ground laughing. Rolling on the ground laughing. He laughing so hard, tears coming out his eyes. So both of us crying for different reasons. Anyway, she gave me one lash, which was good. We can't lash Sharon anymore. I talk about this all the time. Nor do I want to. No, that's not true. I want to. Sometimes you want to lash. But you can't. It's like you want something to happen, but you don't have the constitution to do it. Both in theory, as in inside the middle, have what it takes anymore, and legally, constitutionally, it's not good to hit them. So, what happens instead? Well, let me tell you. Let me fucking tell you is that you shout at him. You raise your voice. I had to shout at my son yesterday. He crossed the road and he does this thing now where he puts his hand out to tell the car to stop. And it's cute enough when the light is red. And our light, the walking light is green. But when that light starts turning yellow and I know the red coming, I don't want his ass to get licked down. So I said, come. He's laughing. I said, come on. I raise it a little bit. He still didn't move. And now I know it's going to turn green. So I just scream, "Get it!" Sometimes you scream so hard, you can't even, it's just one log of sound coming at them. You know, it's not like, "Come out the road!" It's, "Come on!" And did he get the idea? Who knows? But he came across and he doesn't like when I shout at him, of course, which is good because it's a form of wake up. Wake the hell up. So, yeah. But actually, you know what? We didn't get beat that bad. Our family. They had other families who got rare licks. And you always had that awkward moment when you're sharing stories about getting licks. And somebody is, their story is 10 times more horrific. And you have to try and switch from laughing at some of the lighter stories to like a kind of awkward phase of like, you were abused. Boy, yeah, my mother. He's telling somebody else 10 story. Boy, yeah, mother, what? Boy, yeah, sometimes she throws down the stairs. Okay. All right, and like what you had like y'all had like a mattress on the stairs or something. You were playing a game. No, boy, we was terrorized, and as she just hold us by our neck and say, "I wish you was never born," and throw us down the stairs. Boy, back in the days, yes. All right, okay. She used to say that. Yeah, you know what, boy, when your mother get vexed, boy, she say all kind of things like, I wish I could kill you and get away with it. She choking you and you can't breathe and, boy, you can't beat kids like that anymore. Okay, well, that's serious, boy. I find that's a little harsh, boy. Nah, oh God, that wasn't so bad. She wasn't the bad one. My father gave him. Oh, good. My father gave him on the belt. I have 3 scars on my back still. You want to see them? No, boy. No, it's cool, Nah, it's good. I don't need to see it. So your father was worse than your mother? Boy, when my father gave him son, that belt come out, partner. Oh, good. Yeah, boy. When that belt come out, and he used to dip the edge of the belt in water and make sure it make a sound to her. Okay. All right. Well, Stefan, okay. Whew, that's hard for me to listen to, I'll be honest. No, boy. I mean, oh, God, when your kids and thing, your parents, Caribbean parents will beat you. Okay. All right. I think you were abused. So, physically abused. That's a little bit too much. No, boy, no, God, your parents, they're doing their best. That's how it was in them days. I mean, this is like, this isn't the 50s or the 40s, bro. This is, this is not, this is the 90s. Yeah, boy. Anyway, yes. But you say your parents beat you to it? Beat you bad end like my parents? Well, yeah, we get, father used to kind of, mother would take some slippers and beat us on our bottom sometimes. And then what happened after that? We'd kind of like cry. You'd cry? Yeah, well, now we're not really crying now. We just, we're crying because like we're trying to, so that they don't, so they don't hit us anymore. Boy, when I used to cry, it was more licks. I don't hear anymore. Actually, you know what? I'm good, and I'm a little upset, and I don't even want dessert. No dessert, Manny. Thank you. No, thank you. Just the bill. Thank you. Anyway, Stefan, good luck, boy. We're gonna head out, and that is that. All right. And scene. That's almost verbatim a story that happened to me. Where I was joking about being hit with a flipper, and this fella was talking about being beaten half to death by his parents. And you know what? Who's right and who's wrong? Who knows? He is much more successful in life than I am. He makes much more money. And every time I see him, he's laughing. Now, he might be crying every night at home or in his soul, or, you know what I mean? He might be able to show certain emotions, but who's right and who's wrong? I love you all. Thank you for listening to my chronicles. Take care.